Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Krabby McCoffee, your host, also known as Rita. Coffee time with Rita. Please excuse me for coughing. I got a couple stories for you about mental illness this morning. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome. So, I live with someone who's a real piece of work when it comes to mental illness, right? So this morning I get up, right? Hold on a sec. Where's my two cans? I need my dip can, right? Let me tell you a story. There you go. And the other one's in the bathroom. Give me 1 sec. So, today's story is going to be short and sweet about mental illness, as well as other mental illness. So I live with people around me that are surrounded with mental illness, right? So this morning I get up, right? Let me tell you what happened last night so you guys can understand the mental illness, right? So I'm sleeping last night, right? I'm sleeping last night, right? I like the box, yeah. So what happens? I get, hey Rita, I'm gonna take the dog out. Wee hours in the morning, right? Like you just got done with a fucking jack-off fest and you're facing, I'm ready to go. So you decide to stand over my bed looking like a fucking demon going, oh, I'm gonna take the dog out. It'd be like me standing above Zoe or Tildor and be like, hey, couple, I'm gonna go walk the dogs at 2 a.m. while completely blitzed and hammered on booze, for example. I mean, think about it. Then the son of a bitch gets mad and destroys another one of my Christmas ornaments this morning. But anyways, let me tell you, okay? So I'm sleeping, right? Whatever, go away. Don't wake a person who's sleeping, right? They always throw a shit fit if I wake them up. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. So I turn around. Fart it. That'd be better. Fart it. Instead of F it, I'll just say fart it. Yeah. So what happens? I get to sleep, right? Passed out twice on some movies, etc., etc. This morning, I read up. You're bad. You're right. I'm really tight. I need to smoke right now. First, you steal my cigarettes anyways. Okay, I buy them. I keep them for her to earn. Right? She doesn't want to earn anything. So last night, you guys were wondering about the pile of dishes. I finally had words with her. Okay, Easter dinner, right? Easter dinner. You're gonna love this one. I made Easter dinner. Right? Well, she made like 2 dishes. I made the rest, right? And then I gotta hear Higgins being like, no one cares if you're taking a treatment for a nebulizer. That thing, no one gives a shit. Literally, he emails me and says I'm doing a nebulizer. It doesn't matter. You can fucking put it on your TV and watch me while you're doing a treatment. What, you're afraid you're not going to be hearing me basically have you choke up on smog because you'll be like trying to basically hold in your nebulizer machine while you're laughing. I mean, literally. And you know what's funny with Higgins is he doesn't tell me, oh, the medicine works. If it works, then you know you have a breathing problem. Because you don't smoke cigarettes, well, he was like, oh, Rita went got her drugs the other day. You know what? It's tobacco, okay? I don't give a shit. You know what's drugs? Coffee is a drug too, you son of a... All right, let's get back to it before I fucking lose it today, okay? So, I lost it last night because I wanted to watch a movie by myself. Then this morning, I lost it because, again, Chloe woke me up, right? I got up, didn't want to get out of bed, so I went back to bed. I get up this morning, and the first thing I say to myself is, Oh. And I'm basically sweating and reeking right there. Yeah, the temperature and the sun. The sun's heating this place up. Instead of being a mild temperature, 60, the internal thermometer here is about 90 because we have concrete when the sun hits, which is sunny today, apparently. Chloe's like, oh, it's going to be sunny all day. Thing is, this is where you get the free heat, and you have to eventually vent it out by opening the window, in the back room, but can't open the window because the manager will see the shit in there and be like, be basically wagging the finger like, why are your room dirty? It's because the lazy motherfucker won't clean. They think they're too disabled to clean, okay? And this is where I want to make my argument today with mental illness, okay? So last night they were on their phone to the therapist, and the therapist said, well, if you keep fucking getting angry, no one's going to like you. Well, guess what? I don't like her. Fucking lying thief anyways. Her therapist backed me up saying you have to pay your bills. Chloe's like, oh, no, I just need to use them. It literally admits that. She's got to use me to her therapist. Yeah. And then her therapist said, Rita's tried to help you, and this is what you do. So today we're supposed to have sunny and 50 degrees for the next 3 days. Or no, sunny per hour, and then goes cloudiness. And yeah, so anyways, it gets sunny today. That's the only sunny day currently, because once this place is tidied up, so it's supposed to be partly cloudy for that, and then cloudy on Thursday, and then Friday. And then more rain. So, we're always, they say April showers bring May flowers. Well, no one knows, right? Okay. So, anyways. So this morning, right, I get up, right, reluctantly. I'm going to use that word this morning. I get up reluctantly. I said to her, I can't make coffee this morning. The sink, I always keep one sink going, oh, well, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. I got to take a shower. I'm a real woman. So I get out of bed. I walk over to the toilet, right? Half out of it. And I said to her, I'm tired of living in fly-infested filth where you're too disabled. I mean, look, the truth is her mom had her hand in helping with the state, okay? Her mom, the advocacy groups, they all wanted to get Chloe somewhere where she's not home. What did Chloe do? I'll go to Arizona. And then she asked me outright if her ex-roommate's going to do something against her. Do I look like a mind reader? Hold on. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, let me put it this way. So, Chloe, of course, is screaming and yelling, right? William. So, this morning, her therapist is like, do you yell at Rita? No, I don't. Rita thinks I yell. She asked me. I said, yeah, she yells pretty damn loud. Last night, the neighbor's pounding on the wall. I said, would you shut up, Chloe? Oh, no, it's that motherfucker. When I get done with that motherfucker, I'm going to fucking... You're going to do what? You're going to harm the neighbor because he's fucking telling you to keep it down because he's got a kid? Or are you going to fucking turn around and just, literally, it's all about her. Well, I can't go with it, right? So I finally said to her, because I have a mental illness too. It's called, I don't tolerate my pocketbook being used. So I said there's 6 charges I can't confirm. No receipt, so I'm getting ready to press charges. Boy, flipped her lens and said, oh, don't do that. I said, look, top of that, because you don't give me receipts anymore because you think we're cool. I'm not cool. I said, I got intel telling me that you're buying your own groceries on my account, slipping it in here and there. And yet you're saying you need to use me. And then I said, on top of this, with the mental illness. Remember, my mental illness is I don't like to lose money. Now, then I said that you're too disabled. You can't do dishes. And, I got these people like, what was her name last night? Cynthia. I think it was Cynthia last night and Kane. who literally stated that, she needs a caretaker. I mean, think about it. I mean, literally 2 days later, she fucking, I don't need state aid because I want to cook myself. Really? Until the state comes in 2 weeks later and says, oh, how come the place stinks? Why you got bugs floating around? You got trash cans that are overflowing here, sink overloaded, dish. And Chloe will be like, well, I've hold the trash. I don't know what to tackle. But it's okay. They go in their room, play their game, and they're like, I'm a real woman. I mean, literally, Thursday night, I'll get the dishes done after 45 minutes of eating, What do they do? When in the room, close up. I really love it. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, oh, well, I gotta go. Really, yesterday they slept in, So then, you got Kane and a couple other people, right? And they're saying that Chloe's supposed to call these places, right? She still owes Higgins money. And yet, she refuses. Oh, you paid out of your pocket, your bank. So you make a deal with Higgins, and I gotta pay. And then on top of that, you don't want to pay your internet bill for the last 2 months because you should get an entitlement for free. Really. So this morning, I fucking said, look, I'm not putting up with a lazy ass shithead that fucking likes to cause arguments so they can go sleep. That's all they do. I told her therapist last night. Her therapist said if you keep this up, Rita has a right to put a restraining order and or then have the manager put a no trespass. I mean, look. I mean, I got enough stress as is, I mean, I got to deal with someone, okay? A lovely neighbor, let's just say, who doesn't want to contact me at all. Yeah. And to me, it's sad because, and then on top of this, right? Yesterday's complaint about the quarters. You guys remember about the quarters, right? How I complained about the quarters, and I said to you guys, I don't have any underwear and socks, right? Hi, Simon. How are you this morning? It's Simon, right? Yeah, I can barely see. My glasses are failing. If you guys can see in there, I can't even barely see. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah. Anyways, I can barely see what I'm doing, So this morning I was like, how are you, Simon? So last night I was saying to you guys that, the whole underwear thing, right? So living with someone who's mental, they took all my quarters, used it for their laundry. And then when I asked for fresh underwear and socks, that's one of the things because I'm always wearing my jammies. I hear, oh, I forgot about, oh, sorry. Then I'm told, well, I'm sorry. I used all your quarters for my laundry knowing I'm moving, but that's okay, right? You can go wear crusty, stinky underwear. So I had to go get underwear. Yes, underwear. For myself. At least I'm supporting Vietnam for once, but you get the idea, right? I got to supply Vietnam with money so Vietnam can provide me underwear. Yes. And then on top of all this, right? So then, as a YouTuber, right? She's always, oh, I don't want you to do YouTube. You're taking too long. Really? If I make it 5 minutes, you throw a fit. I make it 3 hours, you throw a fit. My life is my business. And yet she comes out here because, oh, well, your bedroom's got the TV. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Simon. So if you're new to the channel, Simon, you can always hit the like and subscribe button. Helps me out immensely. I talk about mental illness, mostly borderline antisocial personality, trans issues to a point. personally, I was making a statement today about trans issue. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened there. My roommate's trans and mental, and then the thief and everything else. So I literally said I don't really support the trans community and the taxpayers paying for sex changes to a point. Well, apparently she turned around. She told me she was going to have Antifa and her goon thugs take care of me when she leaves this place. Goon thugs. Can you believe that? Goon thugs. I mean, literally. She doesn't get her way, so she's now, I'm going to send the goon thugs after you. Which reminds me, I'm going to have to make an update on my prime rib video, by the way, because the other day someone asked me about prime rib. Tell me you gotta cook it in 2 hours. It's completely raw. I found out prime rib's supposed to be cooked 30 to 35 minutes per pound, depending on the temperature. 325 if you want blood rare, 350 if you want medium rare, 375 if you want medium well. Yeah. So basically, you got to toy with the temperatures. So when you pull out a roast after 2 hours, after you follow the instructions, and you got everything followed properly, and then you go and you sit there and you baste the ends every 2 hours, and then finally you cut into it and it's freaking blood red. You either know your stove's going or the time to cook a prime rib is there. So I had to Google some research, grab my grandmother's cookbook. Turns out to be about 35 minutes per pound. Since I had a 10-pound prime rib, that's 35 minutes times 10. That's 350 minutes, which is 60 minutes to an hour. So you're looking at about 4 to 5 hours to cook prime rib in that state. Now you could cook it all day at 12 hours at 225, but that or 250, but But anyways, are we going to talk about prime rib? No. So anyways, so then I told my roommate yesterday I was going to cut up my prime rib in slabs, Ziploc bag it. What'd she do? She cuts it up in meat chunks, thinking about putting it in pot pies. Sorry, but it's my prime rib. It ain't your prime rib. You didn't pay for it. You didn't buy any stinking prime rib. So, you know how it is. Hey, what's up this morning, huh? You eat your foodsies? That's the other thing. Manager's basically getting pissed off, So this morning I have 3 chores for her. Right? She yells and screams at me over cigarettes. And I said, well, you're supposed to be working for cigarettes, but all you do is steal cigarettes. So she was, kind of, I don't know. Right? So, anywho. So this morning I turned around. Hold on a sec. So this morning I turned around, right? And I just couldn't believe it, I just couldn't believe it. Yelling and screaming at me because of it. I finally said, look, you're too disabled. I mean, look, you sit in your room and you're either jacking off, claiming you're a real woman, or freaking too mentally ill. You hide everything from everyone. And now, I said, I check my balance daily to make sure no one's fucking using it or stealing it or drained it. If my account was drained, I'd be pissed off, And yet, son of a bitch basically turns around and says, oh, can't do that. And this Chloe's therapist and her mom on Easter said, you need to pay your bills. Well, Chloe's like, well, I'm leaving, so who gives a shit? So you just want to leave it on other people, yeah. Oh, yes, Mr. Simon. She's got a lot of issues. She's been transgendered. Supposedly 23 different diagnoses. Got her on disability insurance. I helped. She's made threats in the past and had the Secret Service investigator on Donald Trump. She hates the man, apparently, so she made threats against him. Wow. Then, she has a spending problem. And claims to have a all-female problem, which the doctor said no. It's just basically super hyperarousal disorder where they got to jerk off all the time. They hate trannies because they're not post-operative. Doctors won't give them the surgery due to the fact, that they are too mental. Yells and screams at anything, then hides it from the therapist. I was sitting right in that blue chair yesterday. I'm going to show you. I was in that blue chair yesterday. Gnawing on a ham bone. Yes, I was acting like a dog last night. And the therapist asked me if she's been yelling. I said, oh, yeah. Then the therapist asked why the dishes weren't done. Chloe's like, I'm child depressed and I can't. The therapist says, Rita and others around town, I've heard, set you up a group home. And he turned around and told them to fuck off. Again, I need my $1,100. We can't live on $75 a month. So he told the state to fuck off. Yet she wants to go to a halfway house in San Diego that requires a drug test, or a place in Arizona, which she's telling everyone, oh yes, they have availability, which reminds me, what was I looking for? So, and then on top of this, oh yeah, so wait for this, hold on a sec. Okay, so one of the things I was talking about, right, was my neighbor, right? Now, Chloe's been trying to get a hold of the neighbor, right? Supposedly, the neighbor's got this court case tomorrow. Civil protection order against her. Manager put it against her due to the fact that she's afraid for her safety. Yet, the neighbor's saying it's grievances. And yeah, Chloe wrote this letter, and Chloe was asked to testify, and yet now Chloe's calling the neighbor a super flake because the neighbor won't, quote unquote, contact her. Last night she says, oh, I need to talk to you, Rita. Something like that effect. Then she avoids me. She's writing up like an entire document stack up of stuff against her neighbor upstairs. It's a drug dealer, drug user, whatever. So another, Chloe's like, well, the neighbor's got severe mental illness. If she can't even contact her friends, they'll let her know what's going on. You see? So I'm in the middle of Chloe being a complete dumbass. And the neighbor, who basically, as Chloe saying it, is using people. Because Matt, once she got that letter from Chloe, it was ignore Chloe again. And yet I have to deal with Chloe. And thing is Chloe thinks the world owes her. The world doesn't owe Chloe shit. And yet, Poopy. No, the world doesn't owe her Poopy. See, I'm trying to keep it clean, And because of it, mental illness is something I've had to deal with for 6 years. People dumped this problem on me when it comes to Chloe and others. I'm done with it. I mean, you do know today is the 11th, right? That means we have 19 days until Chloe leaves. Yeah, 19 days. I told Chloe, if you want to fucking sit here and freeload off my internet and you won't pay the internet fees for the last few months, then go to the library. Because I'm not going to fucking support her using my internet when I had to literally advocate for the internet company recently. My router was failing. For all we know, the router could have fried, right? The guy said it looked like it was damaged on purpose. Only one that damages things on purpose is Chloe. We got a new router, and it's newer, advanced, with all these antennas hanging out. I don't know what the antennas are for. But I'm telling you, it's wonky, right? But it's my streaming services has gotten better. And yet, I'm getting tired of Hold on a sec. Okay, so I just sent my advocate a message. I'm hoping to contact my advocate on a small issue. So, if and when she gets back to me, that's a different story. So, anyways, good news on my research. The reasonable accommodation has been completely accepted. So, that's good news for me. So, I better let Cactus Blossom, my moderator, know. She's Chloe's ex-roommate who had to go through the same crap I've had to go to. So, there we go. So, apparently, they're getting tired of my roommate who's making too much noise. Mm-hmm. So, I'm hoping the manager, so I just gotta wait, Oh, she's got a lot of issues. She just doesn't want to address them. That's the thing. They gave her an IOP program, Simon, and the IOP wanted to throw me out of my own house. So Chloe told him to fuck off. Now that she's been thrown out, the lady is trying to tell her, the IOP thing could have helped. Yeah, Chloe didn't take it, Now Chloe's basically being forced to another state, So, however, I have a feeling tactically what the manager did, my own opinion, was as a fleet admiral, that's my title, fleet admiral, tactically, that I think what the manager's done is did a a special manager maneuver, right? By using the security camera, she knows the letter was written by Chloe, and that letter was used against her when it came to an email saying cease and desist, because they're going door to door asking for letters to defamate or not defecate, defamation of the manager's character. So, meanwhile, it's what it is, So, and here's another story, okay? Today was supposed to be a day that everything was cleaned up, and Chloe was going to go off island to Safeway today for their thing, which reminds me tomorrow's got a new day, so I always check the weekly ads for Wednesday just in case, because food's kind of expensive. I mean, this is my last week of our last month. I can enjoy some tasty foods because everything here. So preview ad. Here we go. We got the preview ad. Buy one get one free, and pork chops and chicken. Ooh, chicken's not bad. Oh, boneless. What else is a sale? Lean ground beef, buy one get one free. So a pound of ground beef, that ain't a bad deal. Coffee's on sale, chips are on sale. Wanted to send her out because I'm out of RC Cola. Should have picked up 4 bottles instead of 2, but you know, it's fine. I like RC Cola. It tastes pretty damn tasty in my opinion. It's a prepper's choice is what I call it. The prepper's choice. It's affordable for prepping. I see Jim Beam's on sale too. Love to get a bottle of Jim Beam, but you know what? No cowboy juice for you. Mm. So, you know. Anyways, I see buy 3, save $3 at sausage ropes. Oh, they got the better cheddar sausage ropes. Oh my god, I would love to try those if they have them. Would love a cheese sausage rope. Those cheese sausage ropes are very rare to get a hold of too, so. But anyways, buy one get one 50% off of razor blades. That's not a bad deal. She didn't even check my razor blades the other day. She's like, "Man, I only got 20 minutes." So anyway, so tonight's dinner is gonna be another round of prime rib and au jus. If the uh, okay. So anyways, I just gave my advocate my number. So anyways, so this morning, as I said to Chloe, I got out of bed, went to the bathroom, and I said, "Yesterday you were supposed to do dishes today. What did you? What, I was really. You were just gaming all day, and using my internet, which you didn't pay for." Oh. I mean, literally. Hold on a sec. That would be my advocate. Hello. Yeah. So, anyways, for you guys that's wondering what happened, so Higgins emailed me and said something. It calls me corn chip. My name is Ice Bear, not corn chip, honey badger. So now he's badgering me. The thing is he told me he was on a nebulizer, right? The thing is I would like to hear more about. I do care, He's like, oh, you don't care. And my nickname ain't corn chip, okay? You tick turd. Uh, it's Ice Bear, and the polar bear is very angry. Okay, fortunately, what I said is no one needs to know when he's doing his nebulizer treatment. Thing I'd like to know is, does it actually work? So he's like, oh, I was watching it. And my thing is he can basically watch me on his TV and do his nebulizer treatment at the same time. He doesn't have to tell me what he's doing. I'm still waiting for a report from the scanners and other things. And yet, my point is, you know, what to do today. I had to blast out the raid today too. By the way, there's so many fucking flies in this place. It's like, how can you try to sleep and you have flies buzzing around, and then you kill them and they still come back. It's like, does raid even fucking work? Makes you wonder. Anyways, so that was my advocate, guys. I'm probably curious what she said. That's why I muted the microphone. She said, not to get involved, but the news is I've been approved, so I don't have to worry. It's going to go smoothly, she said. So whatever happens, whatever evidence Chloe has, that will tarnish the manager's name on Chloe's side, but not me, because, the advocate said, that the thing has been issued, So I'm happy to report that, and the manager, yeah, and my name ain't Corn Chip, and I'm going to delete your comment if you keep calling me Corn Chip, honey badger. I'm an angry polar bear, and I can fight back fiercer than you. So he's got it set up there. My husband had his set up to wherever he was using it. My husband had breathing problems too. Said it never worked though for him, so I don't know why. So for some of you out there, I'm going to be making prime rib and au jus for dinner tonight. This is my prime rib, by the way. I think this is the prime rib. Or is this the... Yeah. Look at this. This is my leftover prime rib, by the way. Higgins is like, stick a stamp and mail it. My prime rib. And then Chloe's ham. And then this is going to be cooked last. This is the rib bones. So I will put barbecue sauce on the rib bones and make a meal out of that by itself. So I'm happy to report. But anyways, my advocate said she had to have lunch with her mom, which is she's taking care of her mom, but she was very happy to report that big news today. So, okay, so God's delivered me a victory there. Apparently, God's delivered me a victory, but now we just wait, on other issues, so surprise. Honey Badger hasn't messaged me about that good news, because of the research. Just got to fill paperwork out my I'll email the manager, so because I don't know what the rent's going to be next month. That thing could be $600, which means it comes out of my pocket since Chloe's gone, or she stays, depending on tomorrow, which is kind of a disturbing thing, Oh, well, at least Fox got a win in the news, but nothing major, So, anyways, so that's good news for me. and my neighbor hasn't messaged at all. So my advocate said, look, whatever it is, delivered to Chloe's letter to court. That'll stay in that could change the tide. So what the manager said for Chloe, anyways. But thing is you know, I should message my neighbor real quick. So, anyways, that's what was causing me trouble. So apparently Windows was downloading stuff. Yeah, Higgins was talking about this the other day. He was saying that if my web browser is wonky, it's probably Windows downloading an updated patch. Well, now I can confirm that was true because my web browser was acting up. So I restarted the computer twice, and then it just came up just a minute ago because I was having web browser problems. So, anyways, so my advocate called me this morning, which is a good thing. I still need to get Thursday was supposed to be tobacco and whatever run. They have buy one get one free on hamburgers, so that's a good deal. We wanted to get some Chubbs and hamburger and make some hamburgers here, but it is what it is. So, anyway, coffee time with Rita. I'm gonna go watch my rented movie soon. I think. Hopefully, Chloe's gets up soon. She's got a lot of dishes to do, and I'm not. I did Easter dinner, so it's her job to clean it. Unfortunately, she doesn't want to do. She wants to eat, and then, Silva's basically. So tomorrow, we don't know what's gonna happen. So. Oh, I want to know what the plan is for tomorrow from the neighbor. I'm kind of concerned myself. My advocate was doing a real good job. She said the good news is it's done. So that's just, she had it linked to my Google Voice. So that's the noise you're hearing. So, well, you're a commander. So you want me to promote you to captain? You can be promoted to captain, Mark. Good morning. How are you doing? Hey, you want me to send you a link? Need a smoke?
Yes, thank you.
You better find out what the hell's going on with the neighbor too when you're outside.
I'll try
you better
to.
get the damn thing.
I'm gonna take him out, see what's going on, come back in, shower, then do dishes and trash.
And I get my dinner around 5:00, hopefully.
Yes, you'll get around 5 o'clock. Even if it's while I'm doing dishes, I'll cook up your dinner for you.
Prime rib and things. So, Mark, you want me to send you a link? Okay, let me give you the link. So let me go use the restroom first.
Needs to be eaten.
Well, yes, you didn't cook that last night. Here you go.
No, I didn't. Well, I'm gonna do dishes so I get.
So give me a second, Mark. I'll get on the headphones a second, and we can talk. I'm glad to see you're okay. I like talking to Mark. By the way, it's great.
You want
Don't forget, I'm cooking on tomorrow. I'm cooking up the ribs, the rib meat and stuff. Okay, Mark, give me a second. I'm gonna use the bathroom. You want one or two for you outside?
Just one.
Fine.
Try to cut it down.
Mark. We've been approved on the regional company.
Well, at least you have your home. Or until that place. So I'm going to stay here until that place across town opens up. Yeah. Then I'll move there and we'll be fine.
Yeah, you please. Yeah, a lot. Okay, wait for Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. There he is, good old Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Hey, what's going on, Rita?
You've heard of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, haven't you? That was, you know,
Yeah.
they were in the original Super Mario Brothers soundtrack with Lou Guizano and what was his name? The guy that died recently. Or is he still alive? Anthony Hopkins is still alive. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did do some research the other day. Apparently, Bill Paxton passed away at 61 a couple years ago.
Huh.
You know, he's the one that did a lot of movies. He did like Titanic and Twister and Tombstone. You remember it was Morgan Earp and Tombstone. He always had that line in every movie I've watched. He's like, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch.
So how's your weather out there, Rita? Is it warm? Or?
It's sunny right now. The sun's coming out for a couple hours today. My apartment's been heated naturally because, you know, I live in a basement, so the concrete and, you know, I just got a word and confirmation from my apartment managers, my advocate, that I get to keep my place with my reasonable accommodation.
Oh, okay.
So Chloe's on her way out in 19 days. I guess you didn't hear the whole story of that.
She's out 19 days.
19 days.
Wow.
So here's the story, Mark. I'll get your opinion since I love sharing StreamYards with anyone. Besides that, anyone. I pay $25 a month, so Mark's trying to get my money's worth. So she goes to the vet like 4 weeks ago. And then after the vet, she goes to the manager and she says, look, I'd like to know if I'm being recerted because I told her temperament, you're not recerting her. Manager says absolutely fucking no. Chloe flips her lid and apparently becomes racist and calls the manager a dago and a wop. You know what a dago and a wop is. I don't have to explain that to you. It's
A wop's a dago.
Yeah, dago and a wop are the same. They're Italian. It's slang for Italian, yeah. So Chloe, you know, like Chloe calls Mexicans beaners and spicks. I don't support
a beaner.
Yeah, that's a Mexican. But anyways, Chloe got violent and slammed the manager's door. Well, the next day, so the next day, I'm in the tub and she gets a knock on the door. Advocate One's office put a no trespassing order on Chloe for life, not for a year, for life.
Wow.
So then the manager says, did you get your notice of recert? I said, no. And I went through my camera footage and she said, oh, it must have been my daughter. So I go down there and I get recerted. So on the way back, I got my little radio and I said to Chloe, manager's coming to get you to sign the paperwork. So then I got to get this place clean because I have an inspection in 9 days. So I did all the cleaning myself except for Chloe's room. So manager comes here. I'm still walking through the park and Chloe screams and yells at her at the door. Gives an X, doesn't even give a scribble, doesn't sign her name, nothing to the removal of the lease. She just does like an X, and then she says, date it yourself, you fucking whopping dago, and slams the door. So
wow.
9 days later, the manager's here by herself. So I said to her, hey, because, you know, the manager's been fair to me. She's like, I said to her, you know, you're like sister to me. Then she says, oh, I'll advocate for you too, Rita. So she turns around and she's been busy and she said she had doctor's appointments and then she had to do some other personal business, which turns out, this is funny, turns out that she tells me what Chloe did. I finally said, you know, just for nosiness, I do YouTube. People have been curious on your side of the story. I want to give the whole side. She tells me the side. Chloe got violently angry, slammed the door, told her to fuck off. Whoa. Chloe didn't tell me that. So the manager said enough's enough. Her temper's gone. We're getting rid of her. So then a few days later, my neighbor messages me. My neighbor's a sweetheart. She says, you didn't know what happened to what the manager did to me. And I said, nope. She said the manager tried to put a civil protection order, aka anti-harassment order. Apparently the court, not on Chloe, but the neighbor. So then she sends me all the evidence. So I read it, Mark. Anti-harassment order was denied due to the fact that it could be a housing issue because there's a drug dealer, drug user, a thief in the building, the one that steals all the packages, all this crap, right? The manager's covering her ass by protecting this person, right? And so the neighbor goes to her friend and says, "Can you go down to the courthouse for me? I want all the documents." Turns out there's 14 district court cases against the neighbor upstairs and 4 superior courts. So she gets all this evidence. And so tomorrow it goes to court. Well, the neighbor messaged me and she says, "Oh my God, did you hear what happened? Here's a letter that the manager's boss, I know him personally, he's a great guy, he's been fair to me, told her to cease and desist and quit going door to door asking for letters to defamation of the manager's character." Well, Chloe already wrote a letter. So my advocate called me and we talked. She says, "Oh yeah, the letter was that was directed at the neighbor because Chloe delivered a letter, basically this long letter, basically, and the letter stated that the manager turns around and basically refuses to give reasonable accommodation to someone like me that needs a 2-bedroom for a treadmill, but allows Bozo upstairs to have a 2-bedroom by himself. Upstairs in building 2, old lady that's 74." Doesn't need reasonable accommodation. By the way, it's 2 people for federal housing. You know the rules. Do you live in subsidized or you do not?
No, I used to with my late wife, so I know what you're talking about.
The 2-bedroom for 2 people, 3-bedroom for 3 people, 4-bedroom for 4 people, but for 2 people you can have 2 to 5 people. For 3-bedroom it's 3 to 7, and for 4 people it's 4 to 9. Well, the neighbor downstairs that got all the records for this criminal has a 3-bedroom, lives by herself. Didn't need reasonable accommodation. Manager kept saying, "Oh, well, they've been here longer and, this is before a housing crisis." But the federal government doesn't know what the manager's doing. So what's Chloe do? She puts it all in a letter, goes to court tomorrow. That means the USDA and HUD can review this information freely after it's in the court records, and bam, they can go after those 3 people. They could probably go after me too, but I have my lease renewed for a year. So my point is the manager, my advocate said, stay out of it. Now, if the manager wins, the manager wins. If the manager doesn't, that just means either Chloe stays another year or Chloe's out anyways. But Chloe's not even used the phone to call housing up. She hasn't done anything. She owes Higgins $25 after Higgins gave documents and housing lists for her, and she hasn't even paid him. She won't even pay her internet bill, which, by the way, for some of you guys out there watching me and Mark, my internet is now strong because my router failed, and the internet company finally got off their ass and gave me a new router. Now this router, the new one's like this big, and it's got all these antennas, so I don't know what the antennas are for. I'm still trying to figure out why it needs 6 antennas. I mean, literally, what? it's like you remember the old car phones in the bags, right, Mark? Mm-hmm. Where they have the antennas you can just screw in like a scanner, like one of those rubber duck antennas. Well, this one has like 6 little rubber duck antennas all along the front and the back. Wow. How many antennas does this router need?
I think you would get good reception with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have not had any hiccups on my Roku, like I said, but I mean, damn. So Chloe tells the manager to fuck off, and the manager said enough's enough, so.
Wow.
So I messaged my neighbor and said, "Hey, if you want to talk about tomorrow's plan, I invited the neighbor, the one that's going to court tomorrow, to Easter dinner." She didn't say yay or nay. She left me hanging, which, by the way, how was your Easter, Mark?
It was okay. I just visited my sister and family. That's about it.
Well, it's good you spent with family, but I was wondering about how was your belly? Was it full?
Oh yeah.
Let me guess. You did the traditional ham, or did you do something else?
Oh, ham. Yeah, my sister, she picks 2 of them.
Chloe picked up a 9-pound ham for herself. She's got
Really?
leftovers.
Wow.
Got green bean casserole, bacon in it. And then for me, by the way, I found out a cooking error. Prime rib's supposed to cook for 35 minutes at 350 for about 5 hours to have medium well. So I like my prime rib a little medium well. I don't like it mooing. So
Right.
so what happened was is I had prime rib, and so tonight I'm having leftover prima ribba and au jus.
Yeah.
Hey, I like prime rib, man.
I heard that. Do you dip it in any sauce or anything
Yeah, I
like that?
said
Or-
I make it with au jus.
Oh,
You know, the traditional French way of cooking it is with au jus. You dip it in au jus. You know, when everyone buys for prime rib, they always get that side of au jus. Or you can use the traditional horseradish sauce, which I'm not a big fan of horseradish sauce.
right. Yeah. So Chloe, she has to go to where? Seattle
I don't
for
know where
court?
she's going. All we know is Chloe's waiting for tomorrow's court case, and then she'll order her plane ticket out. But she wants to be a
Wow.
freeloading mooch. You know, I mean, I did all the Easter cooking. The dishes are stacked up there. She says, "Well, I'll do it after my shower." Yeah, right. Yeah.
where's the
Which my
where's the where's the court date at in Seattle? Or?
no, it's here on the island.
Oh,
The
oh no.
manager is taking the neighbor to court for civil protection order. So it's going to be kind of interesting what happens. You know, I've emailed the neighbor, said, "Hey, what's your plan for tomorrow? I'd like to know." But you know, she's basically not talking to me, so I don't know what the hell is going on. Chloe thinks she's just been used for that letter, so we'll find out soon enough. You know, but you know, my advocate emailed me this morning, said your home's secure, you don't have to worry. You know, and apparently
Well, that's good.
apparently the neighbors have been complaining about Chloe being loud. And so manager contacted me and says, you know, do you have any confirmation? I said, yeah, the neighbor's pounding on the wall again. She says, I'll make sure he stops by sending a notice. You can't have someone beating the wall being like at 10:30 at night.
Jiminy.
I mean, literally. I mean,
Oh,
Chloe doesn't come with a volume control anyways, but still, you know, you shouldn't basically be pounding on the wall. It's disturbing to me.
right. Yeah. That's yeah.
So you
That's not.
wanted advanced ranking. Fine. I'll promote you to captain. You can have your captain seat. Which means we'll
Okay.
give you your own starship so you can zap people. I'll
Okay.
just have to go through the registry to find what starship's available for you since I issue starships. I control the Enterprise and other fleets, so you know.
Right.
So I still got to go finish up season 2 of Star Trek Picard, and then go into finish up season 3 of Discovery. I've been basically behind, you know, but you know, it's I've been watching them off and on. I rented a movie last night about exploring the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean, you know, and I'm telling you, I was telling my advocate, you could offer me $10 million. I would still not be in one of those tiny little submarines going 2.5 miles below the surface of the water to go find a ship.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
literally. I mean, if they offered you $10 million, you take it. But then what happens is the submarine has a problem, and you're dead on the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally, life is more important than money. You know.
Oh, absolutely, Rita. You know.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm looking forward to my prime rib tonight. That's gonna be delicious again. That's something to look forward to in life.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Prime rib and green bean casserole.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make up another batch of pasta salad once my prime rib's done, so I have suddenly salad available for consumption for a few days. You know,
Right. Yeah.
but you know how that is. I just love, you know, eating.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, my advocate turned around today and she says, yeah, she says, everything I've heard about you, Rita, is everyone likes you. She says, not many people like Chloe.
Right. Yeah.
I
I
couldn't
I can
stop. I couldn't
I
stop
can understand
laughing.
that.
Well, you know, you've seen her throw a temper tantrum on live YouTube at times.
Yeah.
It took
Does it hurt her? Does it hurt her head when she hits her head?
I don't
Hits
know
her
what
head?
it does when she hits her head. I have no clue. She doesn't tell me. She just storms
I,
off like, you know.
yeah, I seen. I heard it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and she does that, and she knows it annoys me.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we had a comment earlier where someone said, "Well, it sounds like she has issues." The other day, me and my advocacy groups helped try to get her into a assisted living or group home for her. She told the state of Washington to fuck off. She didn't want to have $75 to her name. It costs more money to live than $75, so she told them to kiss off.
Well, yeah. I don't
So
know. I think if she gets herself together, I think she could live independently by herself.
yeah, but now Chloe's all pissed off. She's like, "Oh well, you got." I told her my reasonable accommodation was approved. So she's like, "Oh well, that's great news for you. I'm going to be homeless." So today she was talking about killing herself. If she's homeless, right? Or she was all mad because I told her to get off her ass and do something. Why am I paying for internet if she's not paying half? And she got mad. She went to her room to sleep. So as she was leaving into her room, she says, "Maybe I'll kill she said something like, "Maybe I'll kill myself." And I made a joke like, "Hey, can I watch at least?" Because she's like, "No, you can't." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, well, thing is, she won't do it anyways. But still, it's
Right,
if
yeah,
she went to a mental hospital and then got transferred to a group home up here or assisted living or something, she'd be better suited. Her therapist yesterday said the same thing, but Chloe hasn't even used the phone to call anyone. She's just basically being a complete, you know, yeah, in her own world. It's like, dude, you can't live in your own world.
right, yeah.
So I assumed, Mark, you have leftovers there, so you won't have to go out for a few days to get meals like McDumpers or whatever.
Right, yeah, yeah. Actually, I ate some of it yesterday. Yeah.
Let me guess, you already went and got a refill of your cakeys too.
Oh, yeah.
You and your hostess cakeys.
Yeah, yeah. But got 3 packs of them.
3 packs ain't bad in my opinion, man.
Oh, yeah, they're good. Rita, I was on a kick on Tim Hortons donuts. Yeah,
They're not bad. The donuts. I know Voodoo Donuts in Portland's pretty good too. They got this
huh,
maple bar that's got real bacon on the top. They actually put strips of bacon on top of this maple bar. It's so delicious.
huh.
The here on the island they do that like once a week. But when I asked the bakery the other day when they're gonna do it here at the grocery store, they said no, it's just random. I'm like, I like those donuts with the bacon. Bring it back, man. I could eat a whole dozen of them just by myself. And
Right.
they're like, "Oh, what about diabetes and heart disease?" Well, you got to splurge once in a while and eat like a pig.
Right.
I mean, last
That's
night, I was enjoying my prime rib and your prime rib and Aju. I was giving a few little pieces to Moppy. He enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I bet he did.
Yeah, he's a pampered little pooch.
Right. Yeah. I went to Wendy's yesterday, and the kitten he ate some nuggets, so he likes nuggets a lot.
Well, of course he likes nuggets. You've told me this many times. You have to get your kitten nuggets. I mean, to me, I would have been like, nuggets for daddy. You can eat your dry kibble. I guess you don't give him dry kibble, do you?
No, he don't. He don't like treats. All he likes is just like regular cat food. That's it.
So, I mean, I'm talking about kibbles, as in dry cat food, kibble.
Yeah, yeah, dry cat food. Yeah,
So he
that's
doesn't.
all.
So he doesn't eat
He
the moist cat food from time to time in the cans. Then no.
nope. He don't like that. Nope. He don't like cat treats or nothing.
Yeah.
See,
What
he
about
would.
giving him some catnip? He doesn't like that either to play with.
Uh, not really. See, he was born. He's an outside cat. He's born outside, Rita. So his mom was homeless. So
But you gave the kitty a home, so that's good to know.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's a good cat. You know, he got his own personality. So
So is Bun Bun here. He's a good Bun Bun too, you know.
right. Yep.
He's sleeping, I think, you know. I keep telling him to make sure not to poop in my coffee or my soda glass. You know, I did do a review recently. Prepper's Choice, Mark, RC Cola, really good, affordable cola, and it's better than Coke and Pepsi, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had that in a long time ago. Yeah.
They still
RC.
sell it, you know. Safeway had RC Cola, so I was like, you know what? I'll take some RC Cola, you know. This week's Safeway Select's on sale for like 99 cents a 2 liter. So, you know, I was like, oh, 99 cents. I'll have to get some RC Cola and some Safeway Select, you know. Currently,
Right.
because I'm still fighting a sickness, I've been drinking a lot of 7-Up. But that gets kind of stale after a while, you know.
Yeah, 7-Up's good. Yeah, it's good when you don't feel good, you know.
But otherwise, I don't drink it unless I'm not feeling well, you know. But still, I like that RC Cola, you know.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where happened to that one lady, Kim? Remember?
Moderator Kim, I don't know what happened to her.
She's from like Boston or something like that.
Yeah, I think Kim was from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. She was transgendered. A beautiful African American woman, transgendered, who just up and left. I think it had to do with, from what I remember, I think it was in an email that she got tired of all the people backing the Trumper, you know, all the Trumpers on the channel. So she left, but she also didn't like the fact that the boss didn't support transgendered health care for having the taxpayers pay for it. So I think that's the other reason she left too.
Huh.
I don't know. I haven't heard from Kim in a long time.
Wow, yeah.
And Pee Wee emailed me the other day. She doesn't want to tune in because she thinks this could help us with what's that word, Mark? Getting more viewers. So she's busy doing other things.
Right.
Yep. So you know how that is.
Yeah.
So she thinks it would, you know, bring, you know, what's that word? Promote my channel if she didn't post on it or something, you know. I don't know. She's a sweetheart, anyways. I had to let her know about Chloe's attitude towards the manager. You don't tell the manager, Mark, to fuck off. That's where you get kicked. That's where you get kicked out.
Yep.
So currently, I gotta make a joke, Mark. Okay.
All right.
So, Mark, where would you sleep? Would you sleep under a camel, beside a pyramid, or under some trees?
I'd say by the pyramid.
Wrong answer. I'd go around the corner to the hotel.
Okay.
Remember the old joke? I'd go around the corner to the hotel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just go around the corner and you got the hotel. I like the box art for this. Doesn't that box art look cool, man?
Oh yeah, that's nice graphics. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've always been a big fan of camels. And no, I don't smoke. I just dole them out to Chloe so she could do chores.
When'd you start smoking, Rita?
I didn't smoke. I said these are Chloe's.
Where's your lighter at?
My Marine Corps Zippo lighter's in Chloe's pocket right now. She's out having a smoke.
So how many cigarettes are you down to now?
With Chloe, there's 12, I think, in this pack left. 12. So there's 12 in this one. It takes her about 4 days to smoke a pack.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that's good. You know, at least she's not smoking a whole pack a day.
No, these are like $15 a pack, you know. But, you know, I found out since
$15?
I'm also going to buy a pack from time to time to keep on hand if the neighbors need to move one. There's a few neighbors that are always running out, you know, by the end of the month. carry cigarettes on hand just in case, But to me, I also found out I can buy on Camels. They're the cheapest, by the way. I can buy at Costco $98 a carton. I don't know what the smoke shop sells for a carton. I haven't checked yet. The Indian smoke shop.
Oh yeah, probably cheaper, I reckon.
Probably, I would assume that they might be like $5 or $6 cheaper per pack. So buying a carton, because last time I picked up, the neighbor wanted, when Chloe was out and about, she wanted 4 cartons of American Spirits. She paid for American Spirits were like $130 a carton at the smoke shop. So
wow,
yeah, I think Camels are cheaper. But you know what? I've always liked the smell of Camels. Those Turkish tobaccos. It smells like heaven,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So $15 a pack for those, huh?
On the island, yes.
Wow.
I think the wides were $15, and I think the Turkish was like $12.50. So
Wow, that's expensive.
yeah, well, you know how that is. But I'm thinking of but no, I know you were joking about me smoking. No, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I think when I was a kid, I think I heard my mom say once that I took one of her cigarettes, puffed on it, and I got the wooden spoon on my ass. I was like, what, 6 years old or something?
Well, that's good you don't smoke, Rita.
I mean, I do smoke this occasional cigar, and you do know I like my pipe tobacco, but trying to get pipe tobacco is another story. So, I'm trying to, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to get rid of the dip next month, Mark. I'm going to try to get rid of the dip completely. I'll get off of the dip next month.
Right. Yep. I heard that.
Only because Chloe's not going to be around to give me too many high stress because she's gone.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
No, I mean literally, it just drives me up the freaking wall,
Right. Well, Rita, you deserve to be stress free. You don't.
That's what my advocate said. She says 19 more days and you're stress free. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. And it is what it is.
I'm counting down the days. I really am counting down the days. I tell you that, Mark. It's going to be a blessing. A lot of people have been emailing me, and they're like, what are you going to do when Chloe's gone? Well, I have advocates that can bring me my groceries already, so what the hell's the point? Point is I can be happy, without Chloe. I mean, literally, do you know what really stresses me out the most? I was minding my own business the other day, Mark. And the other day, and I was like this. I was like sitting, and this stresses me out. I'm minding my own business, and I'm watching a movie. Oh yeah, Donald Trump. I'm like, pause it, and then she says, "Quit fucking pausing it. You're like my ex-roommate, dumbass." I'm like, well, I can't watch the movie and hear you chatter at the same time. I don't like idle philabberty, which is idle chit chat. And then I did playing like 2 minutes later. Do you think it's like, can I watch my movie in peace, man? Because I really don't want to deal with idle chatter while I'm watching something I may or may not like,
Right. Yeah, I can understand that, Rita.
Or then, like I said I was talking before you showed up, I was talking to the YouTubers about last night. I fell asleep during a movie. So I got up and hit replay, right? I rented it on Prime. And all of a sudden, I hear Chloe standing over me, and she's like, the dog needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, whatever. Take him. Well, aren't you? No, just do it. Well, can I have? Yes, you can have a cigarette. Just leave me alone. I go back to bed. And then, I get up to use the toilet and I go back to bed later, and then she's hovering over me and she's like, you can't sleep all day. And I'm like, oh God, she speaks. Look, I just got to get up and use the toilet. Well, anyways, I'm going to walk Moppy and take and have a cigarette, whatever. Just let me stay in my bed right now. And she got combative, wanting to kill herself. Then she yelled at me about how the whole thing about needs a shower. And it's like, oh, yeah, the water tank is failing, by the way. The manager said she'll replace it when Chloe leaves. But in the meantime, I'm supposed to conserve hot water. And then Chloe takes a bath every day. And the water tank is not even giving us hot water anymore. It's giving us lukewarm water. And Chloe's just like, I come first, And then I'm like, well, what about your damn lazy dishes you're supposed to do yesterday? I was so busy. Oh, really? So doing what? Whacking off and gaming? I said, you didn't pay the internet bill. You owe me 2 months of internet. And you tell me to fuck off because, that's all her words today were fuck you, fuck off, fuck you. And I'm going. And she's like, oh, go cry to your white trash YouTubers because, of it. And it's like, this is her. This is what she does. She tears down people. She doesn't get what she wants. Then she storms off to her room for like 2 hours. Fine by me, I don't care. So
right.
And then I decided to use some raid on the damn apartment and areas, as long as it isn't in the kitchen, and stuff, because I don't want. I was sitting in this chair and I was watching like 8 or 9 flies above my bed, and it's like, if you clean this fucking place up, we wouldn't have fucking flies. She's like, yeah, I'm focused. Hey, mom. Yesterday, someone said she needs a group home. She needs extra assistance. She needs a caretaker. Well, don't look at me, man. I'm going to be happy that she's gone because I don't want to be a caretaker.
Right, I heard that, Rita.
And then everyone says, oh, well, you need a caretaker. No, I'm actually sitting here. Advocates say, oh, you want us to go get your groceries? Yeah, I need milk and dairy products. Well, what are you going to do for other meats and foods? I'll just have it brought in from Amazon. It's cheaper. Mac and cheese and Spam, ramen, stuff like that. So if something does happen, I can still eat it even after the apocalypse or whatever,
Right, yeah.
Which, by the way, has anyone seen today's news? Higgins always brings this up to me daily. Oh, have you seen the stock market? No, I haven't checked it today. So today's stock market dropped down. So at closing, so it went up to 98 points. So apparently everyone's like, oh, the stock market's going to rebound, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It goes up, goes down. There's so many people saying, that there's, I got a moderator, Mark, claiming that head commentator claiming we're going to have nuclear war. What do you think? Frankly, my emails are coming in saying they don't see anything moving.
I don't know, Rita. It's hard to tell.
And then, I got other people saying, the head commentator moderator thinks that the banking collapse is in their head. They're taking up rent again because they see the stock market going down and going up and going down, but there's no collapse. So what's the truth,
Right, yeah.
So then I go look at the daily news, for you guys on my coffee time with Rita, and I see nothing. I see nothing, nilly nothing on the list, of nuclear war, banking collapse, whatever. It's like, and then, I hear, people talking about the debt ceiling has been raised. Well, we'll see what happens. It's still early in the time.
Right, yep.
In the meantime, just got to wait and see,
Right.
So, Mark, I got to ask you, even though I'm taking care of my stomach right now after my stomach problems, I have to ask you a question, which is, well, Chloe leaving in 19 days. What do you think I should do? Should I do a poll for the day Chloe leaves on the 30th? Shall I have beer, wine, or cognac or bourbon?
Yeah, that's a good.
Which one would you choose?
I'd say beer.
Maybe. I do have problems with gluten, so beer is not gluten free, so that's why I was thinking, either cognac or bourbon, but one of those two wouldn't be too bad either, for the celebration of Chloe moving along. And if she wants to go to a mental hospital and then fight it from the mental hospital, come back to it, I told her to do whatever she wishes, You know,
Right.
because to me, I don't know what's going to happen, but still. What do you think about that whole court case thing tomorrow? Do you think the manager will win, or do you think the other tenant's going to win due to the fact that the deck's stacked in her favor? You got a criminal who's got 17 court cases active, many violations, and warrants and everything else. The warrants have been served, and they've been to jail many times, and etc. Do you think the manager is going to win? I mean, literally, to me, I see it as just pure grievances against
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, really. Yeah, I think you should have. I think you should have bourbon. Bourbon would be good,
So
probably.
yes, I like my what's it's called, my Woodford Reserve. That's my favorite. I also noticed that Safeway's got for $24.99 currently a half gallon, starting tomorrow, a half gallon Jim Beam. So I can always get a half gallon Jim Beam too. Some soda,
Right.
takes it down, save it for when because probably this is the last month I'm going to actually be drinking anyways, due to the fact that my advocates, they won't pick up bourbon for me. They will pick up milk, egg, cheese, and anything else, but no alcohol related stuff or tobacco related stuff. So to me,
Right. Yep.
which will be fine to a point. So to me, I'm happy as hell, man.
Right. Yeah, that's good, Rita. That's
I mean,
good.
literally.
Where Chloe went to the store.
She walked the dog, if you remember. She went out to walk the dog.
Oh,
Ask
okay.
the neighbor what's going on, because we don't know what's going on with the neighbor. The neighbor's keeping a tight lid, and it's
Right.
bothering me to no end because I don't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
mhm. So I'm hoping, because the thing is the neighbor and Chloe, of course, their main goal, Mark, isn't to fuck with the manager. Their goal is to get the manager fucking fired. Plain and simple.
Well, I don't know. I don't see that happening, Rita. Do
Well,
you?
it depends on what the court's saying. And the judge basically denied the civil protection order on the basis that this could be a security issue and in the housing issue, because did I ever tell you about a scanner the other day, right?
Uh-huh.
And it said it was delivered. I checked the cameras, everything. Rumor has it the lady upstairs stole it, supposedly. So
Oh,
I got
geez.
another scanner. This was like $500 scanner too, by the way. So,
Wow, Rita, that's crazy.
well, you know me, I enjoy my scanner. By the way, you're out in Columbus. Do you know if Columbus is encrypted or not? Or
What's that mean, Rita?
means if you have a police scanner, can you listen to the
Yeah. Yeah.
or did they encrypt it so no one can hear what's going on?
Well, probably so. I don't know really, Rita. I mean,
So you're in Franklin County. So let's look here real quick.
yeah.
Franklin County is oh wow. So Franklin County's all on not encrypted from what I understand, but it is phase 1 digital. So you can buy phase 1 for about $300. Basically it's a P25 phase 1. So you're not even on phase 2. So your law enforcement. So apparently your law enforcement, you can still listen to it out there. Your local schools, and then you got Columbus itself. But apparently they're all it's all analog and phase 1 digital, which means you're not doing too bad. You can listen to your police if you had a scanner. That'd be probably some good entertainment for you. But
Right. Oh yeah. I can believe the things that goes on in society, Rita.
well, as you probably know, I have a digital scanner that picks up half of British Columbia, and it goes all the way down to Washington and Multnomah County, Oregon. So my digital scanner picks up all that. My analog
wow.
scanner picks up everything that's analog from this island all the way down
Even,
to
e-
other areas. So I pick my I have multiple scanners, so they pick up various things.
even Calgary, Alberta.
Just British Columbia. I said British Columbia, half of British Columbia. I think it goes all the way to the Yukon, up to the near the Yukon border.
Okay, because you're not too far from Calgary, right?
I'm actually we are 20 miles from Victoria, British Columbia. So British Columbia is here, and then I think Calgary's next to it.
Oh,
Manitoba, Winnipeg. We're in British. We're if you take the boat from Friday Harbor and you go 20 miles, you get Surrey, British Columbia, and then you go about 10 or 15 miles from Surrey, you hit Victoria, British Columbia. So the island, Vancouver Island, is what you hit. So we're close to Vancouver Island since we're on an island.
okay. So you're so you're pretty much like 20 miles away from
20 miles from the crow's nest, apparently from Victoria. So if we had a digital
oh,
TV
okay.
converter, digital television antenna, we'd be picking up Canadian channels and Seattle channels.
Right, yeah.
Which
Well,
in my
that's
opinion is
cool.
kind of funny, but still,
Yeah, right.
I have a digital and an analog trunking scanner and other scanners. I'm picking up half or more of British Columbia. I think I'm picking up all of British Columbia, but the problem is with British Columbia, it's usually the fire is always talking about 15 people. If you know what that is, that's mental involuntary or involuntary. So I think it's funny.
Wow. Wow.
And then, I always pick up stuff from across the water to where we get on the ferry to come over here. Anacortes, they're always busy. Anacortes, Skagit County, Whatcom County, Bellingham's always busy. I mean, it's pretty entertaining hearing what you hear.
Right. Oh, yeah, I bet.
Like last night, I told Chloe to shut up. I was listening to one of the officers here on the island had to go and noise complaint. And I'm like, oh, it's probably the guy next door pounding on the wall. Stay quiet, Chloe. Well, it turns out some guy was fixing a fence and he threw his tools and someone complained about it. So, they're like, oh, we're fixing a fence due to the wind, and it's like, you're fixing a fence at 10:30 at night. That was pretty entertaining.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was what it was, it was entertaining in my opinion.
Right, yeah. But hey, Rita, hey, you gonna be on tomorrow or?
I'm gonna be on every day, Mark. Just depends on my time schedule. I know you're usually in the mornings, but I'm enjoying
Yeah.
trying to sleep in a bit.
Right, yeah. Well, it's like 5:02 here. And what time
Yes,
is
it's
it?
Mark. To everyone watching, Mark's trying to say he's got to go so he can fill his belly with some gut rot food from like takeout again. Where are you eating out tonight, Mark?
Oh, I'm getting my Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, I'm officially calling him a shit bird for that one. You're a shit bird. Where's my Buffalo Wild Wings?
I'll ship it UPS, Rita.
It'll
She
be
gets like
moldy by the time it gets here. It's like Higgins saying, lick a stamp and send me some prime rib. Why don't you just go buy yourself a block of prime rib and cook it? Oh, I forgot. You got to use, if you can't cook it in the microwave, it don't exist.
right, yeah. So are you like 3 hours behind
I'm
or?
3 hours behind. I'm on Pacific time.
Oh, okay, right.
So
California
currently
time.
it is, Pacific. So currently it's 2:03 here.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah, it
and,
don't
and,
matter.
and Higgins, he's 3 hours ahead. So is my dad. That's why my father-in-law is always like, call me at 9:30 your time. It's like 12:30 his time. So,
Right, yep. Yeah, I'll try to catch you during the afternoon if you're on, Rita.
I was on yesterday for 3 hours, dude. I didn't see. I was hoping to see you. I mean, yesterday was 3 hours.
Yeah, I was out and about. Get
Yeah,
my
probably getting your cakeys and feeding your face and.
yeah, just get my exercise and yeah, I see that you was on. I was like, yeah, and I was out. I didn't want to, live stream outside. While I was riding.
Oh, I know. It would be kind of awkward trying to ride your bike or whatever you're riding. It's a bicycle you're riding?
Yeah. Yeah, because the way these cars are, I mean, you got to keep your head on a swivel out here, Rita. Or anywhere,
Tildor's always saying that keep my head on a swivel is what he says when I'm prepping, He's always like, keep your head on a swivel. Keep on prepping, peeps.
But hey, I will talk to you later, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, Rita.
See, everyone, he's a tick turd. He's leaving because he wants his Buffalo Wild Wings, which he knows I can't have. Tick turd.
All right, Rita. Hey, take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Yep. See you tomorrow, Mark.
All right. See you later.
So, for some of you guys out there wondering, this is something that's funny because I pay $25 a month for StreamYard, so it's great to hear from Mark. Like I said, did I turn off my email? Yes, I did. Now I need to check on Discord to make sure Dinky's up to speed. So then I'll cut and paste that email for Dink. That's good news for me because I don't get to lose my place. Bye-bye, Chloe. No, she's really pissed. She didn't even take the phone. She just disappeared. I think she's talking to the neighbor. I think. Maybe. We don't know. Maybe she went to the park to vent. Or she just wants to fucking go to the park. So then she gets back, she can take a shower and then drain the water tank some more. And then it takes 4 hours to heat because, the tank's been really wonky lately. But, the manager's been good to me. So I can't complain, to a point. Yeah, but my advocate's been really great too. So, anywho, just waiting for Discord, All right, so and there we go. So all the good news coming down the pipe, I tell you. So hopefully we get some more info, sooner or later. But it was great talking to Mark, He's going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Mm-hmm. I would love to have BW boneless wings. Oh man, I love boneless ones. You stick a fork in and eat it as is, dip in your ranch sauce. I have not found boneless wings. The closest I can get for my own version of Buffalo Wild Wings is chicken nuggets here. Yeah, chicken nuggets. Can you believe that? Chicken nuggets. What was I looking for? Can't remember what I was looking for. Oh, I know it was Google Voice. Yeah. Apparently, I emailed the manager, the neighbor, not the manager. Manager, I haven't emailed yet. The neighbor. So nothing from the neighbor. I would have heard this from the phone. Burn, burn. So, anyways, next month's going to be an entertaining month. Next month's going to be a month where I do a lot more videos, updates, and more without Chloe around. It'll be interesting. I will be cleaning her room. I told the manager to give me at least 3 weeks of rest before I clean that damn room because I'm going to need no stress. And I'll get that room completely cleaned and, that'll be it, And Chloe, of course, she should go to a mental hospital and then from there to a halfway house or group home. The advocacy group here said if she goes to the hospital, they'll work with her when she gets out for, so all Chloe's got to do is take a few bucks and go down south to, I think it's Mount Vernon. No, not Mount Vernon. Cedar Woolley, I think. No, not Cedar Woolley. I think it's, where is it exactly that it is? Where is that one hospital that she was talking about? Mount Vernon? I can't remember what it is. Let's look. It's in Marysville. There it is. It's north of Everett, so it's in Marysville. Apparently they put it in Marysville. They complete depression, bipolar, anxiety, post-traumatic, suicide, and mental health overcoming stigma. Inpatient programs, yeah. So, if that doesn't work, she can work her way south to Seattle, and then from Seattle go to Harborview, and then from Harborview go to Cascade or Fairfax. I think Cascade and Fairfax handles borderlines. I don't know. But, I do diversity on this channel. So. But, had to say that, on that aspect. So it's going to be interesting how it works out in the end. I'm actually excited in 19 days. Thing is everything hinders on tomorrow. Which no one's telling me anything. That's the fucking weirdest part about it, Being a fleet admiral, I'll tell you, it's really hard. Hey, Boone. See my bun-bun's moving around in there. His head's there. Hey, bub. A lot of people email me and they ask me about the rabbit. They're like, what's the rabbit's name? His name's Ebony. Or Ebo for short. Or Bun. A lot of people like Bun. Who emailed me this time? B. Law. Chloe needs to stay. Yeah, well, guess what? Chloe's not going to be staying. Not unless that court case lets her stay tomorrow. Otherwise, she goes bye-bye. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Mr. Ladd, since you're here and you commented, I got to ask you my own question to you. Since I'm doing live questions and answers, why do you think Chloe needs to stay? Why? You want her to drive me insane? You want her to cause me to have a heart attack or stroke? I mean, tell me, why do you think Chloe needs to stay? Well, I'll wait for your answer, sir, ma'am. You already ate your food for right now, yeah? So, you say Chloe needs to stay. Tell me, why does Chloe need to stay? Why? Because you think she needs a home? Well, look, you don't know the whole story unless you were watching me and Mark talk. But since it's coffee time with Rita, I'll explain what happened again. Because no one gets it through their damn head what happened. Chloe's got a mental illness. She went from the vet to the manager's office. She asked the manager why the manager wasn't researching her. Because I told her temper causing too much trouble for the neighbors. Manager said no. Chloe flipped her lid, called her a whopping a day ago. That's slang for Italian. Like calling a Mexican a beaner and a spick. Chloe likes to use racist comments. Manager almost called the police. She slammed the door, told the manager to fuck off. Manager said absolutely not. You tell her to fuck off, you're out. So, how do you fight something like that? Then I went to get recerted. Chloe had me, the manager had me radio Chloe. Chloe basically put an X on her termination of lease on April 30th. Chloe's out. There's not a damn thing Chloe can do. That court case could hold Chloe here tomorrow. But if there's enough evidence supporting the manager plays favorites. Manager ain't playing favorites. But Chloe thinks the manager is playing favorites. Chloe also thinks the manager should show the complaints against her. There's 4 strikes, 4 complaints, you're out. Chloe only got 1, and they didn't deliver the complaint. So Chloe put apparently that on paper. So Chloe needs to stay. Well, that's your opinion. I mean, you tell the manager outright to fuck off. Not to mention, Chloe basically got a restraining order against her, or not a restraining order, a no trespass order from Advocate 1's office. Which says permanent, which she had delivered the next day after she told the manager to fuck off. So you tell me who's right and who's wrong, Mr. Ladd or Mrs. Ladd. Chloe for telling the manager to fuck off? Or do you think the manager's wrong completely? To me, I've dealt with Chloe for 6 years. I know what Chloe can be like. So she's ill? Yes, you know she's ill. But the problem is the manager doesn't care. Look, the neighbor already tried to fight for Chloe to stay. In emails. I'll pull up an email to read you. I'll read you Mr. and Mrs. Ladd an excerpt from one of the emails that the neighbor gave me. I had to translate everything, read it myself. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So apparently there's grievances against the lady who's a drug dealer and drug user and a thief and everything else. So it says, Complaints by other tenants that you're going door to door asking other residents to provide with written negative statements against the manager. And when they've said no, you've called them names. I ask you to stop harassing your neighbors that disagree with you. See, Chloe wrote a letter and it's going to court tomorrow, okay? Or how about this email? I think the emails were all cut and pasted together. She just sent me an entire one. Okay. One of the thing was nope, I guess it's this one here. This one? Yes, here it is. About Chloe's mental illness. Presently, 2 tenants are being railroaded because of the discrimination. They will be asserting their rights with the advocates fighting for them and using their collective knowledge of the law quoted in statements. Blah, blah, blah. So, mental illness right there. I don't know if you care about an employee being sued for defamation and discrimination against the mentally ill. This practice is illegal. It is illegal. I hope to hear from one of you soon because a few already filed their paperwork with our courts and they do not have time to wait for an untimely reply. Thanks. Just call me Unit 100 because you don't treat me like a human being with rights. So, me and Chloe were railroaded. Okay. Then, right there, Chloe got a notice to leave. She was so I was sitting in my manager's office at the other building and across town. And you know what happened? I'll tell you. I had this little radio with me. It was hanging like this. And the manager said to me, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd, radio Chloe because I'm having her take herself off the lease today. I'm not tolerating Chloe's shit. So radio. Manager knocked on the door. Chloe called her a wop and a dago. Told her to date it her fucking self, slammed the door. But before slamming the door, the manager said, you will be out by April 30th, or I'll have the sheriff remove and put in no trespass order. So now Chloe wrote this letter, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd. And you know what? The letter stated that I wasn't going to get reasonable accommodation. The guy upstairs has a 2-bedroom when he doesn't qualify. He's one person. You need 2 people to an apartment or a reasonable accommodation. Lady across the street, she gave him a legal name. So he gave the name upstairs. She gave the neighbor in building 2 here on this property. Another lady, 2-bedroom, doesn't need reasonable accommodation to keep her place. Then she gave the 3rd name, which is an advocate to supposedly an advocate for my neighbor. It's going to court tomorrow on a civil protection order, which they got all the criminal records. The neighbor who's been stealing and drug dealing and having warrants and everything has 14 cases in district court and 4 cases in superior court active and has violated her treatment for drug treatments by avoiding the courts. Okay, now she's got all the evidence that this lady is bad, okay, from the courts, ready to go for tomorrow. She's got Chloe's letter that says the mentally ill get treated like crap. And said that it's for the manager's eyes only on the complaints. Manager said there's too many complaints against Chloe. Chloe's out. Mental illness or not, Chloe's out. She's loud. She's obnoxious. She's keeping neighbors up. The other day, I was sitting here playing a game, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd. I got to tell you this. I got up. I was playing a game called My Time at Porsche. Love the game. I got like 200 hours into it. I'm still working on it. So I get up, go to the toilet. I sit down, and I hear our address on the radio scanner. I turn it up. It was Chloe. Chloe called the guy upstairs a tattletale, told him that he's a narc, stormed out and started throwing paper towel and toilet paper rolls and other trash on the street and called the officer a faggot. That's Chloe. Officer told her to pick it up, quit telling people they're tattletales and narcs. A few days later, the manager basically got to me and said, Chloe's out. We can't have someone like Chloe doing this. Meanwhile, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd, here's another story for you. A neighbor of mine emailed me a link. Listen to this. I'm going to see if I can get it for you. Okay, so is the link there? Because I want to show you this if I can. Maybe you can hear it at least. Okay, I sent it to my dad, okay? Listen to this. There you go. This is Chloe walking up to the hill. This is going around our island. Yeah, that was Chloe screaming and yelling on the streets one night, threatening a former tenant. Manager said it woke up everyone. She asked if I heard it, and I said no, didn't hear it, because I was down in the basement. I'm hearing problems, so I didn't hear anything. But it's been getting around the island where I live that Chloe has been waking people up with her temper tantrums, getting angry and combative. Whereas Mr. or Mrs. Simmons said, and I quote, and I'm going to quote this on my screen so you can see it. You see? You see? Now, you want to tell me, Mr. Ladd, I'd like to argue or have a discussion with you. So feel free to comment again, because that is just the proof in the pudding that the manager doesn't want to put up with tenants calling her and emailing her, asking them to get rid of her because she's fucking screaming and yelling. Screaming and yelling, by the way, of her mental illness. Yeah. I mean, literally, manager gave her 4.5 fucking years here. You tell me. You think, let's just save this one. Okay, Chloe needs to stay. See? Chloe needs to stay. Oh, that's cool. You got those little smiley faces. Lovely thing. Yeah. So why don't I use the potty for a second, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd, and I want to hear your opinion now of Chloe, because everyone turns around and has their own damn opinion. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the next thing. She's ill. Well, let's just put it this way. I bought $50 in quarters from the bank, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd. Chloe does my pants and my shirts. You know what happens? She took all my quarters, washed all her clothes, and then when I asked for fresh underwear and socks, you know what I had to do? I had to go out yesterday and buy fresh underwear from at $10 a pack because she used all my quarters for her stinking laundry. That's considered thievery by itself. She just, yeah, and guess what? Let me tell you a news story for you, Mr. Ladd or Mrs. Ladd. I'm going to tell you a story that's going to disgust you, okay? And it ain't about me, and it ain't about you, and it ain't about Chloe. Chloe offered to go to a mental hospital. I sat here, right here in this chair. The manager was by herself, sitting in that blue chair right there, the blue chair. I asked the manager specifically, quote, unquote, Chloe goes to a mental hospital and gets medicated. Can she stay? The manager used the F-bomb and said, absolutely fucking not. She's mentally ill. She's abusing you. She mentally abused me. She's mentally abused the neighbor upstairs. She's basically mentally abusing people. So we can't allow someone that keeps mentally abusing people, claiming they're a real woman, when a real woman wouldn't do this shit unless they're severely mentally ill. And yet the manager said she's on her ass, quote unquote. Then the manager opens up Chloe's room and says, oh my God, the smell's coming from Chloe's room. She can't even clean her room. I've gotten 6 weeks after Chloe leaves to clean that room because Chloe won't clean it herself. I mean, I had to do 95% of the work here to keep this place clean. I made Easter dinner the other day. Chloe made one dish. Used up all my bacon and ate it all. I didn't get but one strip of bacon. Oh, you're hurt, really. So she puts in 2/3 of the bacon into her mashed potatoes and 1/3 of the bacon on 3 pounds in my green bean casserole. Then demands that she gets my prime rib, which she didn't. Oh, sorry, which she didn't even buy. Then I cooked a ham, mashed potatoes, gravy. Didn't get the Jell-O done because the containers were used. Then I told her I was going to cut up my prime rib and make steaks out of it. What she do? Cuts it up into chunks in her head, thinking she's going to take my prime rib, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd, and make a pot pie out of it. Sorry, but that's my prime rib. I paid $80 for it. Think I'm going to give anyone that? No. And then tells me to fuck off today when I tell her we're on a new unbilling cycle for the electrical, and we get billed on the 29th for a new billing cycle. Told me fuck off, pay the $160 myself. Then she turns around telling me to fuck off on the fucking internet. What am I providing here? Am I providing a hotel service? She's gone. There's nothing we can do. I even advocated for her in front of the manager, and she said absolutely fucking not. She doesn't care if Chloe's medicated or on the fucking streets living under a ferry terminal or ferry pier because she don't care. Excuse me, by the way. I mean, literally. Medications. Yeah, guess what? She was on medications. It caused her so many damn side effects, she flushed her medications down the toilet in Moses Lake. She's been in the mental hospital 6 times. They tried medicating. As soon as she gets out, she flushes it. She uses the mental hospital card to get away from people. Mental hospital told her she could stay in a homeless shelter, but you know what? She didn't want to stay in a homeless shelter. She wanted to come home to Moses Lake, so she did. With the help of her mom and legal attitudes, they forced her to live with me. Then I've had to put up with her for so long until, here's the kicker, advocates, management, neighbors, all said when Chloe's true colors start to show, that's when the manager will fucking take action. What happened? Video comes out. Is this Chloe? Yes, it is. Now it's all over the island. Apparently it's been spread around Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Neighbor who wakes everyone up. Blah, blah, blah. And yet, well, she needs medications. Maybe. But let me ask you this, Mr. Ladd, for the sake of the argument. Okay, I'm asking you a question. Same with you, Mr. Simmons. Or Mrs. Simmons. Mr. and Mrs. I don't know what genders you are, so I'm being polite. Let me ask you both the question. You were the manager. Would you put up with her shit? I mean, look, manager basically said there's too many complaints against her, but the complaints are for the manager's eyes only because it's confidential. And yet, Chloe claims that there was no complaints put on the door. That's what she's fighting for. So the courts can look at it. She's already filed with HUD, USDA, the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Department, the ACLU, and all these other places. So did the neighbor. Yet it still doesn't give us logical answers to why she can't stay. The manager already said absolutely not. So we're only bankrolling tomorrow that Chloe can stay if the manager gets fucking canned. If the manager gets canned. As I told Mark while you guys were watching, Chloe and the neighbor are determined to get the manager fired. That's their goal. Their goal is to get her fired and her parents fired. Her parents are the repair people. Me, I just got approved for reasonable accommodation because the manager doesn't want Chloe here. So she got me my reasonable accommodation. Why? I'll tell you the truth of it is, if you look at the legal codes, when it goes to court tomorrow, she can say, "Oh, we granted Rita the reasonable accommodation." So we're being fair to everyone. But still, it doesn't explain why the guy upstairs has got a 2-bedroom by himself without needing the reasonable accommodation, or the old lady with cancer, 74 years old, or the young woman who's has a 3-bedroom by herself. No, Chloe's going to make it stick. That's her goal. Let her make it stick. They get her manager fired, it's a bonus. But the USDA and HUD's already been informed of it. They're investigating too. But guess what? Chloe's mentally ill, yeah, but the manager won't put up with her shit. When you tell the manager to fuck off, that's when you basically get the fucking noose around your neck. I wouldn't. You wouldn't do what? Yeah, she has a channel. You know what? She got rid of her channel because she had former moderators of mine attack her on her channel, calling her Bieber Babbitt and calling her Taint, like tainted meat, because her legal name's Tate, like tater tot. So Chloe got rid of her channel. She doesn't do her channel. Chloe should be doing it. I keep encouraging her to do cooking videos, do other videos, do prepping videos. All Chloe wants to do is play ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, and then tell me all about it. Oh, I need to play Elder Scrolls Online. But, you know, I wouldn't. You wouldn't do what, Mr. Simmons? Would you throw her out after telling the manager to fuck off? I don't know what to make. The manager literally told me outright that she's not researching Chloe because Chloe's mental illness and the fact that Chloe abuses too many people. Literally. I mean, I read you guys the excerpt of where Chloe and I were railroaded. I wouldn't put up with her. Yeah, you see, 19 days. And yet, Mr. Ladd, Mr. and Mrs. Ladd, Mr. and Mrs. Simmons said, "Oh, she's mentally. We know she's mentally ill, but you can't fucking touch her." Thing is, she claimed that she's untouchable because she's a tranny. Well, I'm a real woman. You can't discriminate against me in the state of Washington. Manager turned around and said, "We've had enough complaints against Chloe. Chloe's out." Manager said, "I'm not taking any abuse. I've taken enough abuse in my life. I've had enough. I'm advocating for you, Rita. Chloe's out." What does manager say? Manager says Chloe's the one bringing in the stink. Chloe's the one screaming and yelling. Neighbors pounding on the fucking walls at 10:30 at night. I'm talking on the phone in my office so no one hears him. But Chloe, oh yeah. Volume control. Oh yeah, trying. You're not trying hard enough because you got evicted. I've told her for years, volume control. The reason we got transferred out here is because the management in the other place, same management company at the time, transferred her because the manager didn't want to deal with her mental illness. Manager accepted the mental illness, but transferred her because we had a building. And in the building, you don't have a door. They just walk out, go upstairs. Upstairs, by the way, we're in a basement. We have our own separate doors. You had to open the door to the entry to your apartment or open the sliding door. And if you opened up the entrance door to where you come into your apartment, you had 200-300 feet size of a football field with halls connecting to other people's apartments. And Chloe was heard from one end of the building all the way to the other end. And the sheriff came out almost every fucking day and told Chloe to quit yelling. Then, et cetera, et cetera. So the manager decided it would be best to transfer us out here because there was an opening. Let the island police or sheriff deal with it. Now Chloe's being 86 out of this place because of her temper. And the manager said things will get better in 19 days. She's been guaranteeing the neighbors that it'll be a lot more smoother with me running things instead of Chloe. She even said, "Do you think Rita can manage better?" They all said yes. I mean, literally. old lady the other day. I went up to get the mail, and she says, "Oh, hi, my name's Ethel. How are you?" And I said, "Oh, hi, I'm Rita. I live in the basement in the dungeon, aka the bunker. I come out and get the mail every 3 weeks." "Oh, I've heard of you. You're the one that's being under constant surveillance by your neighbor, your roommate." Yeah, I mean, literally. Of course, Chloe, of course, shouldn't be gone this long, and she's talking to the neighbor, which means, my point is we don't know what's going on. But you know what? I'm not allowed, to know what the hell's going on, Mrs. Ladd. The manager and I've emailed the manager with some questions about Chloe going to a mental hospital. Again, I've emailed her boss's boss and her boss's boss, trying to make it watertight so we know what's going on. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And my neighbor, who basically doesn't understand, says, "Oh, well, we'll leave Chloe out of this then after she got a letter anyways, because if Chloe's doing this ain't good. Don't even think of pooping in my coffee." Poor little guy. Look at that. Hi. Hello, Eebs. Everyone loves my bun. He's got a cute face. But you see, the point I'm trying to make to you guys is, my pocketbook. Think of my pocketbook. Quarters. How would you guys feel, Mr. Ladd, if she took all your quarters, did her laundry, did your shirts and pants, and then turned around and says, "Oh, I don't see any underwear and socks," and you got to go buy a package of socks and underwear. By the way, look at the price. Right there, $15 for a pair of panties, 6 pair. Just to get you through till you can get some more quarters to make your laundry. Meanwhile, your quarters have been sucked up by her because, fuck you, I'm entitled, I'm privileged, the world owes me. Why? The world owes you because you got a mental illness and you fucking told everyone to fuck off? And the noose is getting tighter and tighter because you basically did this? And I'm not saying she's going to hang herself, but, as her mom said, it's tough love. She basically made her bed she's going to have to lie in. I mean, look, for years we've told her to get help. I mean, her therapist last night. You guys want to hear about that? I'll tell you about her therapist. I was sitting there chewing on a ham bone last night, actually a big ham bone. I actually peeled it all the way down to the bone. Chloe says, "Oh, are you going to make soup out of that?" I said, "Nope. You don't seem to be interested in soup." So we're sitting there, and she's telling the therapist, asked her about her getting angry. Chloe goes, "Oh, yeah, I get angry, but I don't yell at Rita." And I'm walking past going, and her therapist, a sweetheart, said, "Rita's shaking her head. Are you lying to me?" "What Rita considers yelling, I'm not yelling." And then the therapist says, "Well, you got an 86 from the place, so you must be doing something wrong." And then she gets defensive and says, "Oh, well, all those homework assignments you give me, I can't do because, I can't focus. I'm going to be homeless." Therapist says, "Well, whose fault is it?" "Not my fault, not Rita's fault. Everyone tells you to basically control the temper of yours." And she's just going on and on about, "Did you make any calls?" No, I need to go to Walmart and buy a phone." You can use Rita's phone, but you're not even using Rita's phone. You're sleeping. She said, "Rita, what is she doing?" She sleeps until noon, plays her game till like 6, sometimes gets up to 2, and then claims that time is, that these people aren't answering their phones, but she isn't even trying. She's like, "Are you expecting in the court case to win and to stay?" She's like, "Oh, yeah." And the lady's like, because, I have the nickname Fleet Admiral. So she says, "Fleet Admiral, what's your opinion as a tactician?" "Poorly done." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I would have done it differently." Hanging everything in one basket is basically failure. I mean, think about it. Not even trying. Tomorrow is 18 days. And yet. But I will say, Mr. Ladd or Mrs. Ladd and Mr. or Mrs. Simmons, that I will defend Chloe for one reason. And that is, I do care. But to not to be able to see the complaints, that's where I draw the lines. And 2, I draw the line when the complaints aren't even delivered to the door. Plain and simple. "Oh, there's a noise complaint." Really? Managers just said any noise complaints from now until Chloe leaves? will be waived because it's all Chloe. Yeah, will be waived by the manager's own situation. Will be waived because Chloe, quote unquote, is the problem. That was her exact wording, my friends. Yeah. Will be waived. Her room's gonna be waived 6 weeks until after she leaves. So again, let me ask you, Mr. Lat, do I need to play Mr. or Mrs. Lat? Do I need to play that video that's on my phone again? Or are you going to quote unquote change your tune? Because I'd like to hear your opinion. I mean, it seems you're defending the mental illness aspect of what's going on. Oh, which reminds me, did Dinky message me yet? My cousin Dinky? Nope. Apparently she's on ignore mode yet again for some stinking reason. I think it was all the prime rib, maybe. I don't know. See, got any notifications? Nope. So I got a guy. Is this a tranny that's following? Let me look. Some old geezer. All right. That's fine. Some people say, oh, you shouldn't be rude against old geezers. I'm not being rude against old geezers. I'm just basically looking and saying, what is this? You know? I mean, literally, what is it, you know? The other day I was looking for a replacement smartphone, right? Turns out, for all of you peeps, that Chloe's phone was completely smashed. She's destroyed her own phone, you know. So, anyways, so I wait for you guys to comment on anything more. And thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Simmons. I wouldn't put up with someone like that either. I mean, look, I made Easter dinner. Their job is to clean. They're claiming they're too depressed because they're going to lose their home. Their mom said, you made your own bed, lie in it. Now, I wish I had the radio. I could radio Chloe and say, where are you? Because it's kind of disturbing me that Chloe was going to have a smoke and then go see the manager. And yet, not the manager, sorry, the neighbor. The manager's not talking to anyone anyways. My advocate was saying that today on the phone. Manager's so engulfed with the civil protection order doodad thingy, you know, but still. Will Chloe be fine? I don't know. Thing is, we just got to wait one day at a time. But let me put it this way to Mr. or Mrs. Ladd or Mr. or Mrs. Simmons. Is it my job, let me ask you, is provide free internet for someone who's supposed to pay half the bills and then tells me to fuck off on the next electric bill? They're not paying the rent. They're only paying all they have is the electric bill next month and the internet because the internet gets recharged, right? So this month's bills, the internet's paid. Now we're on a new billing cycle for next month. She's using my internet still. No, bill was paid. So we're on an unbilled cycle for internet. Come on. Oh. How long have you been here? So, anyways, apparently she snuck in without me knowing. I heard her cough. That's what I was looking at. But now she's all reading news and paranoid about her hormones going to be canceled. I mean, this is the shit I got to deal with every fucking day. Oh, they're going to block my hormones and help every tranny that can't have hormones. The FDA, la la la, gives me a fucking headache thinking about it, you know. Anyways, I got a movie to rent soon, or I have a movie I rented, so I want to get to it soon. But it's almost 3. So, Mark asked me, if I'm going to be around tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to be around tomorrow. Am I going to do anything? No, not really. So right now I'm going to go relax. So relax and hope like how my cousin Dink messages me. All right, so nothing to worry about. So I guess since there's no more comments, since it all petered out, even though we have 4 people watching and no one commenting, I can't, I'll stay for a few more minutes, all right. But I got to go and watch the TV myself because, and then I got to make dinner. That's the thing. I got dinner to watch and other things to do. I spent last night watching a documentary on the Titanic. That was great. That was awesome. There's this new game coming up. Apparently, it's 50% complete where you can visit 50% of the Titanic. Fortunately, you need a computer that can handle it. And, they're like doing top of the line everything. And I think that's where it's based, But, it is what it is, Higgins was being funny today again, too, in an email. So, anyways, I don't know what to think. So, what is this exactly? I keep seeing this. Oh, okay. That doesn't look entertaining. Yep. I always look at things as entertaining or not entertaining things. So, anyways, I'm so damn tired, I mean, see, I love the little bonbon. Anyways, everyone, no email, nothing coming down the pipe right now. So, to me, she has a channel, like I said, but she's not going to use the channel because of her, whatever. But the thing is, I don't even know, hmm. Don't poke the bear. Yeah, that's about right. It seems cool. I'm gonna have to put that as my watch later. I'm always looking to see some new stuff on YouTube. I always find, I'm just happy to, would love to watch this too. All these documents on the Olympic class. I'm always looking at things for Titanic. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I find watching things are entertaining, but with no comments, and everything petered out, I can just disappear, and watch some TV, El Dedo. Sorry. Apartment in space. You know? I always love to watch documents, you know, and whatever. I always enjoy watching documentaries, you know. One of the things I keep telling preppers to do is to keep freaking, you know, oh, cool. That works. So, anywho, I like how you can hit save playlist, you know, and it does. It's awesome, you know. How you can just hit. You know, it's fun to do this stuff, you know. And you just remove stuff in your playlist and just keep going down the list, you know. I just love how you can just use YouTube for your own TV shows. You know, you can make your own TV shows and watch whatever you want, whenever you want. You know, that's one of the things I like, you know. Mm-hmm. Yep. I just find it to be the most interesting thing in the world, you know. You just scroll through it and see what they recommend. I just love it, you know. I could watch reviews all day and it would keep me entertained, you know. Anyways, that is something that I find to be entertaining, you know. The Hopper wants fresh bottled water. Yeah, he's good for right now. I'm too lazy. What Hopper really wants is a refreshed load of food, you know, but Higgins. Higgins. The Higgins. You always do that little bunny icon. Yeah, you must like the bunny too, Higgins, you know. Anyways, for all of you out there, I got to get ready to roll because, you know, we got dishes and bath and dinner to do soon and reviews and watch that movie. And I don't know. I just find YouTube to be a very good way of cutting cords. You know what you're looking for. Found some pretty decent movies on YouTube for free too. Same with Tubi and Plex and that other channel, Freevee. What was the other one I was talking about? A Roku channel. That's it. Found some decent movies there too. It just depends on what you're interested in. You know. A lot of you peeps, you message me and you're like, "Oh, you use YouTube, is it?" You can cut out all your streaming services and you can still use YouTube to be beneficial to you. I'm going to go through the radio forum real quick just to see. Some guy spent some money on it. He says he ain't scanning anything. That's not how you place your antenna. Let's see what this guy's always talking about different things. Well, yeah, there's this video I'm supposed to be watching tomorrow. Higgins is probably sitting there going, "What is she doing?" We'll get ready for him real quick. Nothing on Radio Shack for him. Cool. Cool. Nothing. Time to bake some cookies. Cookies not going to bake themselves. What cookies? I don't have cookies. I have Jello I gotta make, but we need to have the containers ready for Jello too. You know, we might some Jello with some, whatchamacallit, you know. Anywho. So anywho, everything's good, I guess. So my opinion is we're all good as gravy. So I, on the other hand, you know, I'm happy to report that I'm getting ready to watch a thing on TV. So, but, you know, I got other things to do too. So, anyways, can't believe yesterday's videos is like, what is it, 80 views for yesterday's video. What was Easter's edition? So my prime rib videos, I gotta make an update on that sooner or later. Easter edition 44. Yesterday's edition was 81. I guess people were away yesterday, so that's why they only had, you know, whatever. So excuse me for 1 second. Okay, peeps, I'm back. So, anyways, with only no comments and so forth and so on, I'm getting ready to was that new? Is that new? No, that's used. Okay, cool. Whatever. So I got like 13 offers. Let's just go to, how do I go and view all my offers? Offers? Here we go. This will tell me what I need to know. Offer expired. Offer expired. I ain't paying that kind of money. Yep. That's still too expensive. I was trying to Google something the other day. Anyways, I'm gonna head out, peeps, because there's no more comments, and I do want to watch my TV show, and the dishes need to be done. A beer? Don't have beer. Sorry to say, Ebo, I don't have any beer for you. Yeah, see, Higgins had to comment because he knows I'm gonna leave soon. So, sorry, Bun, I don't have a beer for you. I was thinking of getting some whiskey with Chloe leaves, but Higgins will probably say don't do that. So, you know. Anyways, I wish Higgins would join me on StreamYards, but he's just a chicken. See, I get to poke fun at the honey badger again. Honey badger is really a chicken. Anyways, longer I be on YouTube, the longer, Higgins, if you want to talk to me, you can call me. My phone's right here. Otherwise, I'm leaving, guys. I got a TV show to watch. I rented. So, unless you guys want to say stay, then you better post that in the comment because I'm leaving soon because I want to watch my rented TV show. And I want to get dinner started soon. A little prime rib. See. So if anyone else besides Higgins comments, tell me to stay, I'll stay, but you better post comments. Otherwise, I'm leaving. For you preppers out there, you need to keep prepping. You can find everything there. If you like my content, you can always donate too. I'm always making videos. Currently, people ask me about the Ukraine thing. It's like I don't have any news on the Ukraine thing. All they're talking about is so, reading all this information at Ukraine, there's nothing. They're all talking about this security leak, You you got all this stuff and there's nothing. The news today is another stupid news, you know. Mm. Yeah, so all this news is just utter crap today. Utter crap, you know. Or utter crap, you know. I mean, literally, it's just focus on a Pentagon leak right now, just like the Watergate leak and the whatever, you know. Hmm. Hmm. More crap in the news. Yep. Let's see Higgins' email. Well, I don't even have cookies, and I don't have cooking ingredients to make cookies. So Higgins emailed me saying, I gotta make cookies. No, I don't, because I don't have cookie ingredients. I like mint cookies myself. So, anyways, comments petered out. So, here's the time I can go watch TV. So, with that said, everyone, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. It's also fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button. Keep the comments nice. All we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.